percent?
0.
0%. Okay, I thought it was going to be at least like 0.01 or something.
Well, no, actually, so there's a lot of non-alcoholic beers that have less than 0.5% is what they say, but they count them as non-alcoholic. I guess it's like maybe probably some threshold you have to meet to make it an alcoholic beverage. So
Probably. I will be having cinnamon dulce.
the Dolce, dude, oh, that's really good.
I know,
I
right?
introduced that to Jack. He loved it. The one he didn't like was like the black IPA. I think it is
Oh, the Wookie Jack.
the Arctic Wookie. Yeah.
Yeah, the Arctic Wookie and Wookie Jack is not for everyone, but for those who do love IPAs, it seems to be like the most sought after IPA amongst those kinds of people.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't tried it yet for obvious reasons, so I'm gonna try it next month when I. God, yeah, I've got about a week left of this, so.
Nice. Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm just reorganizing my room for a little bit.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's been almost a whole month I haven't drank. It's been cool.
That's pretty impressive. I can't remember when I haven't had a drink.
Yeah, I feel that. That's sort of why I want to do it. Is like I was realizing like, and I might have mentioned this before. Is like I have I'll drink with the band. I'll drink with my girlfriend's parents. Sometimes her and I will go out drinking. Um, I'll drink with you guys. It's kind of just like it was pretty much almost every single day. I was like having a drink. It varied in the amount, and sometimes on weekends it'd be a little harder than usual, which it's the weekend. But yeah, that's kind of why I was like, I just want to reassess and make sure it's not like a habit I'm developing myself. And it's honestly I haven't. I mean, I've got alcohol in my fridge. I've got liquor at the bottom shelf. I just went out and bought more liquor um, for next month, of course. And I haven't really had the drive to try it except for like, oh, I want to see the flavor, but yeah, but I've been committing myself to this. So it's been good. It's been helpful.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep it when I do start drinking again. I think I'm going to keep it to like just Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and not in excess. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah, no, I try to
You know,
moderate too, but I find myself drinking like maybe 3, 4 times a week, roughly.
hmm
But it's kind of hard not to when you're in a town that loves to drink, and
You also
also
have a job where you get free beer, so it's like,
I work at a fucking brewery, so yeah. And there's all these like different spirits and cocktails we want to try at home, so I'm just like, fuck. And like every day, it's just like I'm living like Jimmy Buffett. It's insane.
yeah, totally. And I think that's healthy, right? So it's like it's not so much like you can. I wouldn't say you can drink every day. You can drink like probably 3 or 4 times a week, but like it's about monitoring like how much you're drinking in those events, right? So like let's
Yeah,
say like you're having like two cocktails can be quite a lot at the end of the night, so it's like gotta be careful. So we just stick into one or like one or two beers if you're doing like tastings of beers, um, or even splitting it up and just doing like a tasting, like just a little bit here and there would be helpful.
yeah, no, that's facts.
It's hard. It's hard to do that. I mean, and then like my friends, especially one of the challenges I faced this month is like it's like my friends like going out to bars because that's just like the hangout spot they like doing these days, and that's fine. It's like it's outside of all of our homes and out about where things can happen, and that makes sense, right? That's just how adulthood is. And then
Yeah,
like we had a birthday party last weekend. My girl and I had to go attend, and there was a little bit. It wasn't excessive, but there was a little bit of drinking there, right? Because people drink to celebrate things. She's got her birthday tomorrow, so she's gonna go out and drink. I'll be with her, and I'm just gonna have non-alcoholic beer, but which is like totally. I'm not tripping about it. I'll drink with her next year on her birthday, but yeah, it's like I don't know. It's just it's everywhere. And then like we're going to a Sharks game this Saturday, um, where they're gonna offer. They've got beer and stuff, and I'm sure and other drinks. Uh, and so it's kind of everywhere. It's very normalized in our culture. I was just talking with a client of mine about it today. Is like it's just very normalized, and so yeah, it's hard to escape. I mean, you go to any grocery store, there's an alcohol section. You go to like there's like hella liquor stores. Like around me, there's like two local liquor shops and like two 7-Elevens, so you can get like wine, booze, whatever.
Exactly. It's
So
hard to
it's
avoid, but as long as you try to keep it in moderation, it can be, uh, you know, fun. You can actually have fun without being like addicted to it.
yeah, and you don't have
Yeah,
to like it's helpful to not have to get plastered every time you do it, and like that's kind of where like the boundary is, and like
exactly.
it wasn't that I was like getting plastered every time I would drink, but there were like it was just again sort of drinking every day and then having like and it was like having like two or more drinks each day. So it was like I was just kind of concerned over myself. But
Yeah,
again, it's not. Obviously has not been a habit I've been having a problem with. So that's good.
yeah.
It's worked out pretty well. Even if this is my first beer this week since did I have a drink on Sunday? Or I mean a beer like a near beer. Uh, what did I do Sunday? I think we took a chip. Oh, I did. I did have a near beer on Sunday. Yeah, I went to my friend was hosting a kickback, which had a lot more people than I expected. Sort of funny. So like he made it sound like it was just like gonna be. I assumed it was gonna be just like the band members, the host Revel, and then one of two friends that the band was bringing. And it ended up being there was also another crowd of people who were like hanging out with the host brother Talon. Talon's sick, by the way. We love Talon.
Shout out
But
to
like I
Talon.
didn't shout out to Talon. It was funny because we saw him. My girl and I ran into him. He was apparently hanging out around here. We came home Friday night from watching Poor Things.
Oh, how is that? Sorry,
Um,
finish the story first, then you tell me how it
yeah,
is.
I'll get to my review about that in a sec. But
Yeah, so
so he
Talon was hanging out with you guys in your area, right?
well, he was hanging out not with us. He was with some friends of his who go to the university over here, and then like I guess he saw me from across the street and he's like, "Oh shit, is that Gil?" This was 1 in the morning, by the way. I want to mind you. So he just runs across the street and says, "What's up?" which was super nice. I loved that. That was a great experience.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
love that cat. But so okay, so we saw Poor Things, and gonna go off to that segue. And do you know anything about the movie?
All I know is that basically a Dr. Frankenstein like character, played by Mark Ruffalo, brings to life a woman amalgamated from dead body parts. However, her mind is that of a child, so she acts and behaves like a 4-year old who hasn't understood like what compassion or empathy is yet.
Yeah, well, so actually, it's Willem Dafoe who plays this Doctor Frankenstein type character.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Mark Ruffalo this whole time.
Mark Ruffalo plays another. He's actually very funny in that movie.
Ooh, okay.
He's really quite. They're all quite good. It's well acted. I think Emma Stone does a great job as well. She deserved that Golden Globe. Um, it's just fucking weird. It's like Frankenstein, but like if the monster was like obsessed with sex. Um,
Okay.
and so it's kind of wild in that component. But it is there's interesting components. The director has a very particular style that's interesting. Very weird storytelling, but and it's also like Frankenstein, but like a little more fucked up. It's. I'm not gonna give anything away. I think you should go into it as bare as you can. Um,
Well, I imagine if you reanimate a dead girl and there's nothing on her mind but sex, that's definitely complicated to say the least.
yeah, that's a whole
Yeah.
thing. But it's a movie I would. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. It's a movie. My speaker. I have. We just got our. I'm gonna go on a tangent here in a sec, but let me finish the movie. So it's a discussion about the movie. What was I saying? It's interesting. It's the type of movie that I would watch probably once more and then not really pick up again except like once every maybe like couple years of like oh you haven't seen Poor Things like I'm down to watch it I could be in the mood for that sort of movie is like if that's like a review that makes sense I guess I would probably like give it like a 7.5. I like the set pieces a lot. uh,
Yeah.
it had a lot of interesting conversation, a lot of interesting exchange of ideas. I think there was also some like feminist undertones, but like I don't like when male directors try to take that on. I don't think they do as good a job at conveying important themes like that across because they're obviously not, they haven't had that experience as a woman does.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, and then so now to go on another segue, my I got a new record player for my girlfriend for Christmas.
Oh, nice. You can play your records again. Nice.
Yeah, because my other record player was broken. So I
Yeah.
we set that up recently, and it has a Bluetooth connectivity to a speaker. So I was able to connect it to my little Bluetooth speaker. I was just spinning some back here, but I forgot to turn off the speaker, so it just turned off by itself. It does that after like inactivity after 10 minutes. But
Oh, nice.
yeah. What else did I do last week? We spoke on Friday, you and I. So then
Yeah.
Saturday had an all-day D&D game, and that was actually stressful because I woke up. I texted you about this. I woke up at like, so first like my girlfriend, she stayed the night. We got home we left the theater at 1 because we did a late showing. We like hung out at the mall and got food and went shopping a little bit. Went to the arcade, which was fun, and then went to the movie. And so left the movie at like 1. We got to bed at like 2, and then like she had to get up. She got up around 7. She had to go home, quickly change, and go to work because she had work at like 8. And then I had a D&D session, and I usually have an alarm every day set to like, to go off when I need to take my vitamins and my allergy pills. And I take them at the same time every day, 8 a.m. So I can do that. That's why I have it, and it goes off on weekends as well as work days. So I assumed I was going to get back up at 8, sleep another hour after she left. I got up and I saw that there was sunlight peeking through the blinds, and I was like, okay, it must be like 8:30, maybe even close to 9. No big deal. I can make it. I got up and I read my phone. And it was 9:58, and I had to be at D&D at 10:30. So I quickly changed clothes, grabbed all my shit, threw on a hat to cover up my messy hair, and went over to D&D. Drove carefully because it was raining a little bit, and then did that all day, which is how it worked out. And then afterwards, we had to go up to the city to go meet up with a friend for her birthday, which was super nice. It was very chill, pretty cool. Got to meet some new people. And then Sunday was a day of errands for me. I had to go to the laundromat. I had to go shopping.
Yeah.
I had to. So I did laundry for like a couple hours. Went off to go get groceries and a new laundry basket because I had these 2 little baskets that were so annoying to have to carry downstairs to the laundromat, then do them, come back, carry them upstairs, blah blah blah. So I got a big old basket to carry everything because I usually do my laundry every 2 weeks, and then
Yeah, so that just makes more sense economically and work-wise.
Ergonomically it makes it easier, and so
ergonomically, I gotta use that word more often. I really do.
I think that's actually, maybe I'm using that incorrectly. I think it's just applicable to office settings. But so like this chair, for instance, isn't very ergonomic. I should just get a regular office chair. Gamer chairs suck. But
no, what you got to do is you got to get the DMX shitter. Okay, like you got to get the ultimate gaming chair with a hole cut out at the bottom so you can poop while you're playing constant hours of Fortnite.
Hell yeah, dude! While you're grinding, and so
exactly, shitting and grinding. That's the only thing we live to do.
We live to do. Born to shit, forced to wipe.
Bro.
So then I had to go. I went to Target for the laundry basket. I went to Safeway for all my stuff. Got a month's worth of groceries, and once I finally put that all away, it was like I left to go do laundry at like 12:15. Finally got back from everything and I got everything done by like close to 5. And I had to go over to my girl's place. We had dinner with her parents. Then we had to go to the kickback with my boys. And then Monday rolls around, and so Monday was chill. I think we stayed in here. I think we got. What did we do on Monday? Monday was, or maybe. Oh yeah, Monday. Dad was in town, so we met up with him for dinner, and then afterwards we set up the record player. We watched The Incredibles, and then.
Has he ever seen that before?
Well, Dad wasn't. I mean, Dad's seen it, of course, but he wasn't with us. We just had dinner together, and then Kate and I were watching.
Okay, because it made it sound like all of you watched The Incredibles together. My bad.
Oh yeah, I see. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just had dinner together. We went to this Chinese place, which is always dope.
I mean, I told him about Entourage, so I think he might start watching that soon. So yeah.
Nice. I have not seen Entourage. I know they made. Was it a show or a movie they made about it?
It's a show, and then it had like a movie that kind of continues some of the story before it was canceled completely. So. Yeah, I think actually now that I think about it kind of went about the same route as the show Firefly. Basically, semi-successful TV show with a very niche audience, had one movie to mixed reviews, and then it just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Oh, Firefly had both one season and a movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That show's cool. That show was pretty cool.
Yeah, the movie's called Serenity, and honestly, I think the movie's good. It has a very stacked cast. Sarah Paulson shows up at one point.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I'll check it out. Let's see. Tuesday. Tuesday I was just Tuesday I had my tattoo, so I got a new tattoo, and I can't show it now because I have a long sleeve on. So my apologies.
And you're still healing from it, right?
It's still very much healing. It hurts a
Oh.
lot, but well, not it doesn't hurt as much now. Yesterday, like during, oh my god. So like it was to fill in, right? So it was a black ink tattoo at first, and I had that session, and it only last. He was like, "Oh, we could try to get the coloring done today," and I was like, both the pain. And I also had to go to a show in the city that night. I was like, I can't do it. So we scheduled it a month out. So we got to this appointment date, and so we were coloring it in. And boy, I mean, I guess it wasn't as bad as when he was first tracing it out, but it was still like, phew. It's on my like arm here, on my like bicep, I'd say. Like on the side.
Yeah, that would hurt. Oh.
I didn't realize I've only had tattoos on the forearm, my chest, and my back, and I didn't realize that was going to hurt so much, but it did. And so now it's got to spend about 2 to 3 weeks healing, which is fine. The healing process is annoying, but like not awful. And then once it's done, it's like, okay, it's done, and I don't have to worry. I just have to make sure I'm putting sunscreen on it when I'm going out in the sun, being careful with it,
Yeah, exactly.
taking care of my tattoos. But so
Don't want to pull a Post Malone and get your Playboy tattoo damaged by Justin Bieber on the basketball court.
not for real. Yeah, that band's got a lot of tattoos. But so
Yeah.
It was about I think when he started it must have been about 6:30, so it must have been an hour and a half sesh close.
Damn.
Not too bad though.
I mean, I'm just imagining getting like my standard flu shot, but like it just doesn't stop. It goes on little by little for an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's interesting, like to observe like the gun going. Like I was like looking over as he was doing it, and like I saw the gun doing the zzz, and it's like really interesting to see it like bob back and forth like that. And then if you really see it slow motion, it's really cool to see how like a tattoo is done. It's a very interesting process.
Yeah.
I mean it's they're cutting into your skin, so it's a very much the pain I would describe getting the tattoo when it really heightens. It's kind of like a scratching, burning sensation. Kind of like almost like a knife kind of going in, but not really. Like it's not deep enough to feel like you're like, oh my god, you're gonna die. It was funny enough. I was bleeding a lot during that session. I don't know why, but he didn't seem to make much of it. I didn't seem to make much of it. I mean, it was like usually when you get a tattoo, you get plastic wrap over it to cover it for a little while it's like doing its own self healing, and then like after a night of sleep, you wash it off in the morning in the shower.
Yeah.
I had that on, and so the blood and plasma had just been like soaked into the wrap, and it was gross. But anyway, so now what I'm doing is like I have to wash it twice a day, which actually after this pod I have to do that. And then you have to lotion it afterwards. And don't use anything fancy. Just use like an unscented lotion, like non-fragrance, kind of fucking just normal shit. Don't use any fancy weird shit. That's what he recommended.
Could normal cocoa butter work?
I don't know. Just any old lotion. Just get like Aveeno or something. I got some other brand I found at Target. I can't remember the name of it. That has like shea butter. So I'm using that, which is. It stings when you put it on, but that's
I imagine because it's an open wound and you're putting lotion on it, so yeah.
It's gonna be like that for a couple days. It is, it's basically a wound, right? So that's like why you have to let it heal for so long.
Yeah, that's why all tattoos are like scars. So like this comic book character called Painkiller Jane, she has a healing factor, so she had to go undercover at a tattoo shop, and literally she's like, it doesn't matter what the tattoo actually is, it's gonna be gone in a couple hours anyways.
That's true. Yeah, I mean it is scars on your skin, right, with ink and stuff, and so, but it's I love doing it. I love having them. It's always fun when people it's always fun when I meet new clients, and like it's wintertime, right? So I'm wearing a jacket. So like if I wear a jacket, people don't know I have tattoos. So I take it off, and like they're like, "Whoa, you're like all linked up," and I'm like, "Yeah," um, which is cool. And so I did that on Tuesday night, and I got home and watched the Sharks game, and they beat the Rangers, which was dope. And then
Nice.
what did I do? Today's Thursday, so last night, so we went to go see this movie. Kate and I went to go see this movie called Freud's Last Session. And it piqued my interest because it has both Anthony Hopkins, he plays Freud, and then there was a famous British actor who played C.S. Lewis, and so it's not a real interaction, right? So it's based off a play.
Right. So completely like, what would you say, hypothetical or like completely fiction? Like just
It's
not in
well,
the
so
realm of possibility.
it's hypothetical because I guess at the end of the movie it said that during the last days of Freud's life, which I guess 3 weeks after the supposed meeting, he did the assisted suicide. Oh, Matthew Good plays C.S. Lewis.
Matthew Good. Oh, that's a good choice. I like Matthew Good.
He's very good in the film. He does a
Yeah.
great job. So the whole movie is them talking about like debating the existence of God, right? Because like Freud was a Jewish atheist, and C.S.
Yeah.
Lewis is like a devout Christian. You can very much see it in his writing. Uh, but it was good. I think it was well acted. I think my girlfriend did make a good point. It didn't have the best editing or cinematography. Uh, I mean, yeah, it was well acted. There were some flashback scenes about their lives and stuff, which weren't well directed, but they were interesting to hear about and watch. I don't know. It's definitely you don't have to go rush to the theater to see it, but it's like
But it's entertaining. It's like interesting.
it's interesting enough that I'd probably watch it one more time.
Okay.
Maybe I might be like a yeah, maybe I might watch it again. I don't know. Again, Anthony Hopkins does a great job as usual. So that was really good. Um,
Yeah, no,
Matthew
looking back
Good's
on
very
like the
good.
last days of like Freud's life, it's actually kind of depressing because he basically left his native homeland because the Nazis were invading. So
Oh well, yeah, he had to leave
yeah,
Vienna. And this movie is also set. It's on the eve of World War II, so it's like September 3rd, 1948. So or 19, I'm sorry, 39, right?
yeah,
And so they're having this debate while they have to run off to a church to go to the cellar, avoid a bombing or a potential
yeah.
bombing. There wasn't actually any bombing. Um, or they're hearing on the radio about the announcements about what's going on, and they're talking about the Nazis and stuff. So yeah, he did have to do that. And also like the film, it requires a lot of context to understand. Well, eventually they kind of explain it, but like because I know Freud's life and because I've had to hear about it so many fucking times in psychology classes, his crazy ass.
Yeah, he just rips a fat line of cocaine like, you're trying to fuck your mom, I know it. I can feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
That's
trying
how
to kill
he
your
is.
dad and fuck your mom. That's what you do every day.
Yeah, and then he also like chain smoked cigars and like
Oh my
the
god.
the thing that it touches on in this movie is like he had jaw cancer. And
Ah.
this is the stupid thing about Freud is like he had over 12 years of the last 12 years of his life he had like several jaw surgeries to deal with it, and he still smoked during those surgeries. So like he's a fucking idiot.
I think he was pulling a Rustin Cole because in the first season of True Detective, I didn't notice this until someone pointed this out online, praising the show of how good it is. When Rustin Cole smokes, he doesn't exhale. He just sucks down the smoke and holds it until it dissipates completely. Like he's literally trying to kill himself.
Yeah, I mean, damn, I didn't think about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, they kind of that's a component of the film is like he needs like medicine for the pain and blah blah blah, and then eventually he on September 23rd, 1939, he had an assisted suicide
Jeez.
at 81 because he just couldn't stand the pain anymore. And so the movie was fine. I was glad I watched it. I was like I was excited when I heard about it. I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. Um, I was pissed off because like so you know how like theaters have like assigned seating.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
there was this old couple and they took our seats, and we didn't want to say anything because it's like, well, maybe they have mobility issues, we don't want to move them or whatever. That was at least my thinking. We just kind of like let it be. But it was like the thing that pissed me off the most wasn't just that they stole our seats. It's like the seats are like designed in like there's pairings of two right in each row. So there's like
Yeah.
you could lift the armrest in the middle of those two seats and sit together. Kate and I like to just do that so that we're closer during a movie. These motherfuckers were on like not in that. They were separated by like two actual seats where they had like they didn't have the armrest in the middle that you could lift up. So it was like
Wow.
you're gonna take our seats and you're not gonna use them correctly. Like fuck you guys. But anyway,
Wow.
so
Couple
that was
cocksuckers. Fuck them. Fuck them.
yeah, fuck them.
Uh,
But so no, it's fine. It's not particularly like it's interesting. And again, I think Hopkins and Good do great performances. But it's not like a must watch. It's fine. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
yeah, I'm still trying to psych myself up to watch The Whale, but I know I'm going to be an emotional wreck after watching it. I can feel it right now.
That movie's fucking depressing. And like
Yeah.
the thing about that movie is like Brendan Fraser's just kind of he's like a dick because of his depression. But like he's just a dick. He's like denying medical care. He's like he's I don't know. It's a great movie. The Whale was awesome. I think he did a great job in it. I think his character is just kind of like low key a dipshit. But again, that's just because of his depression.
Yeah, no, mental illness can make you do terrible things to the people around you. Remember that. Remember that, kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. But I think it's a great movie, great character study.
Yeah.
You should definitely check it out. Was it streaming on?
Streaming on Amazon Prime, so yeah.
Oh, I see. It's on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked watching it. Again, Brendan Fraser, like he gives a great performance. There's some gut wrenching scenes. He's like the very first scene you see him is like he's jerking off to gay porn. It's hilarious.
Oh wow.
But
Oh my god. Wow.
yeah.
Damn. All right.
But no, it's good. It's a good. I enjoyed that movie a lot. The reason I haven't rewatched it is because it's just so fucking depressing.
Yeah, funny enough, I managed to rewatch The Lighthouse, like, because I was shocked as hell seeing it the first time. I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on? And the second time I'm viewing it, I'm like, huh, there's a lot of fucking meaning to this. Holy shit. Holy shit.
The
Damn.
Lighthouse is a nutty movie, but it's really Willem Dafoe so does Robert Pattinson. They both do great jobs in that movie.
Oh, they're
But
phenomenal.
it's one of those wild movies that like I'll watch in a blue moon. Like it's kind of like Annihilation. Like I don't
Yeah.
watch that terribly often. I loved that movie, but oh my god, this did fucked up.
Yeah, I'd probably rather watch The Color Out of Space again, and that was a relatively fucked up movie too. Not as fucked up as Annihilation, but it manages to hit more of the cosmic horror and hit you on another level of fucked up. It's like prolonged pain. It's not like, like an incredibly violent suffering and then just an end. It's like it drags the pain out. It's insane.
Yeah, The Color Out of Space was dope, and I liked that they had Nicolas Cage star in it.
As soon as I knew he was in the movie, I'm like, fuck yes, this is going to be a great adaptation. Because he's fucking crazy. The story's fucking crazy. It's just going to be perfect unity.
Perfect unity of craziness.
Exactly. And it was. It was phenomenal. He took it very seriously, and it was so good.
It was a very good movie. I enjoyed that a lot. What else have you been watching this week, man?
I haven't been watching much. I mean, I did hang out with my friend Tim, and we watched Record of Ragnarok, the first season.
Oh, that anime you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, we watched that for 6 hours straight, so yeah.
That's real as fuck. I've binged animes before. I mean, like, I remember the first time I watched Attack on Titan. I'm pretty sure I finished the first season in, like, one night.
I still haven't picked it up again because I've been working and doing some, like, little side projects, trying to get back into fitness, while also preparing for, like, D&D sessions with, like, new characters and whatnot that I might need in case of, God forbid, in the upcoming campaigns that I have, one of them fucking dies, and I need to have a backup.
That's real.
Yeah. And literally one I just started cooking up right now before I got on this. I almost was late to this podcast because I was cooking up this character's backstory. He is a human paladin with the most tragic backstory I could ever come up with, and he's a follower of the god of death.
That's sick. That's a good
Yeah.
paladin.
He's basically the Punisher, but with a much more kind-hearted approach to things.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, still
Um,
violent, but he does this because he knows it's the right thing to do.
yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, I've speaking of D&D, so the D&D sesh that we were playing on Saturday, we did like one encounter. So we spent like an hour and a half, no, nearly 2 hours, having to get everybody's characters leveled, catching up on, we haven't seen each other in a month, so we're catching up on the month and talking about whatever. And so we're playing the game for that day. We do one encounter, and then like towards the end of the session, we're starting another encounter. But then like it's this like really overpowered part where they've got a bunch of buffs, so we're like, okay, we need to buff ourselves up. We need to be ready. This is going to be a long encounter because they're high level. Uh,
That's real as fuck. I get that.
it's going to take a lot of hours to just get this done because of the rounds and how long they take. So we had to start it. We have to push it to next month's session. Yeah, and then I'm starting a new campaign on Super Bowl Sunday, which would be funny. But I'm
Nice.
doing that, which would be cool, and so I'll be playing a human cleric. That'll be exciting.
Oh, there we go.
Uh,
Maybe down the line, dip a couple points into like wizard. That way we can really be a fucking menace to society.
yeah, exactly, dude. Maybe dual class. That'd be sick.
Exactly, because like I said, best multi-class so far is either cleric druid if you want to maximize your healing spells while getting a ridiculous amount of like spells unrelated to healing that you can do that can really troll the fucking party,
Yeah,
or cleric wizard because then you get the advantage of wizard spells without the disadvantage of being immediately smacked around insanely easily because you have that already advantage of being a cleric.
totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
But so it just depends on exactly what kind of character you want to play, whether their personality calls for actually dipping into either class or whatnot, if you're doing the multi class.
I need to write a backstory for my guy. I think like I really need to get the role playing component.
I mean, you can just come up with like a personality for the most part, and then once you got that down, then you let the backstory kind of like just flow out from there. Just make sure you take notes, otherwise, it's just gonna get too complicated.
Yeah, you might forget details. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
It's I need to get into that.
Yeah.
Because I do want to. I do. Yeah. Well, I've got about 2-3 weeks to prepare. 3 weeks, I think. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'll be fine. But let's see. What else has been going on with life? Um, what is what has been going on with the world, man? I haven't really focused a lot on the news in recent. I hear like Ron DeSantis dropped out, which is a good
Yeah.
thing.
Good news for everyone else. Yeah. Fucking funny as hell though that he immediately kissed the ring of Donald Trump himself. Basically, as soon as he quit the race, I'm like, you fucking clown, you absolute fucking loser. This is amazing.
Well, that's what they all do, right? It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's just got such a he's got such a hold on the party, and he's not gonna let it go because he's done a very good job of seeping himself into that, and so now
Yeah.
it's now the Republican Party is inseparable from Trump, and that's kind of also like their fault.
Well, not everyone. The ones that are opposing him are immediately getting fucking clapped, like left and right, like fucking Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is a candidate for the presidency in the Republican Party, and she's strongly uniting herself with people who don't believe that slavery was a contributing fact to the Civil War. So, while also at the same time being egregiously racist to people like Vivek Ramaswamy, because I probably butchered his name. I'm sorry. Actually, I probably shouldn't be as sorry because he's a fucking douchebag.
Oh, okay. Is he another one of those fucking Republican nominations?
Yeah, and he was priding himself on being like so anti-woke, transphobic, homophobic, just a terrible person all around. But literally people didn't want to vote for him because he looks awfully Muslim to them.
It's so funny when like it's tragically funny when like people of color try to like get involved in the Republican Party, which generally speaking these days I guess since especially the 80s, has gone towards kind of like white nationalism. Um, it's really there's a great irony in it. Yeah, I just I don't, it's funny to see it, be destroyed from the inside out. And I was, it's like it's cartoonish these days. Politics. Well, so like the problem is, and I think I've
Like
said this.
I look back on that joke in the movie The Dictator, in which like John C. Riley's character is like, "Oh man, I believe that anyone that isn't pure blood American is definitely an Arab to me in my eyes." I'm like, this is definitely a fucking joke. There's not a whole lot of people that think like this, right? No, there's actually a surprising amount of people that think exactly like that and say that type of shit too.
Yeah, they're not trying to, racism is
Yeah.
born of ignorance. But I there's it's just we live in an era of just spectacle, and it's really not helpful when important decisions about our livelihoods, about policy, about how we treat people, where we put funding, what we do with ourselves, are made by motherfuckers like these. And then it's like, I don't know. The funny
It's
thing about
we just live in clown world. Like it's literally like they just say the dumbest shit, and this is both sides too, and then both get fucking proven
oh, don't get
wrong.
me
Like
wrong. Like
yeah,
here's the reason people aren't excited to vote these days is because you either have to because you have to vote for the genocide funding, motherfucker Joe Biden, who's
yeah.
half there, his vice president, who's like high all fucking day, or otherwise, Trump's gonna like win the power and get back into the guy with 98 charges is gonna get back into office. Why is it that these are our two options these days?
I know, I know. It's
It's like, wow, no wonder people aren't excited to vote anymore. Like, the fuck?
yeah.
It's stupid. And then like people always like bark like when you try to vote independent, they're like, you can't do that. That's not gonna give enough power. It's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, we
It's
got we got we got Joe Biden at the wheel, who's basically Margaret Thatcher, who's not even in the fucking room. He's on another fucking planet of existence, while he's doing terrible things to innocent people. And then you got the other guy who straight up literally wants to be Mussolini. Like it's insane to me.
yeah, it sucks. And this year is gonna be like it felt like 2016 was messy. 2020 was scary. 2024 was just messy again.
Yeah, election cycle is going to be interesting to say the least. Oh fuck me.
It's gonna suck. But
yeah, yeah.
you know, uh,
Fuck it. This year I'm just going to put it down. I'm going to put down Harambe for president. Fuck it.
again, people I think still do that.
No, I think last time I did it, I think it was for Joe Biden because I still had some semblance of hope until like partially through this year. I'm just like, fuck, man, we're fucked. We're
We live in
fucked.
California. It doesn't really matter, I guess, our vote.
And
Our
then
state's always
2016, I
vote.
did what was it? I did Bernie Sanders. I wrote in his fucking name because I was like, I still clung true to my beliefs. I hated both those fuckers that were, primed and ready. So I just thought, no, fucking, I'm gonna put down a name I fucking believe in, man.
I remember when Bernie was a good candidate.
Yeah,
Those times.
yeah.
I'm gonna circle back a little bit to the Nikki Haley thing. Like, not okay. So like, whenever people say like the Civil War wasn't about slavery, they're like it's about states' rights. States' rights to do what? State rights to do what?
Do what exactly?
To do what, motherfucker? Like, what do they
Like
want to do?
that's the thing though too. It's not even that long ago. Like literally, it's only a little over 100 years ago. It's still pretty fucking fresh. Like if World War II is still fresh in people's mind, the Civil fucking War certainly is.
It's
God
like
damn.
what literally 160 years ago.
Yeah,
Like
like you can
160 years
literally
ago.
look at statements from like Georgia saying like, "Oh, this is the reason why it's government overreach." It's like we want to keep our slaves. They literally quote that. They say
It's
it
like
right
it was
there.
about the economy. Yeah, because the economy, the southern economy, rode on the backs of slaves. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
so you
are
can wear
talking
your
about?
dainty fucking outfits and drink your mint juleps while whipping your boys in the field. Like fuck you.
It's just awful, dude. It's like
Oh my god. Ah.
this country
America's
is so
never been a
bad.
racist country. I'm just like fuck you. It always has been.
it literally always we killed a bunch of natives.
Yeah,
We sold a bunch of African slaves over here.
yeah.
They built everything. We had the Chinese build the railroads. We put the Japanese in internment camps after Pearl Harbor. Um,
Even if you weren't the right type of white, you were discriminated against. It's fucking insane.
right. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my God. And then, I mean, just like it was only 60 years ago. Only like 3 generations ago was like the Civil Rights Act like passed.
yeah,
That would actually, I think the anniversary is going to be like next year. But like, they were asking for civil, not equal. Fucking
yeah,
civil. Like
yeah.
if you hate somebody based on the color of their skin, it's pretty fucking stupid, dude. Pretty
Uh,
fucking stupid. Um,
yeah, which I never quite understood that, like, just being prejudiced against someone like that. It's just like, come on, like, man, like, you get more use out of people if you actually learn to work together and solve things, you know? Like, I never quite get hating someone just because of something like that.
it's yeah, it's hard to pinpoint kind of where but it's pretty much, it's just that we have this very in-group, out-group thinking, and and I'm sure that early humans or ancient humans, right? They were all ignorant. They didn't know, and like here's the thing, right? Like a lot of people who are actively racist today come from small towns, right? And so like the
Yeah.
reason being is like when you're in a small town, you only know what's in that small town. You see anything that's alien or outside of it, it's like that's like whoa. And like that's what a lot of people in ancient times thought. They're like they're in these villages, right? They only know the people they know. Like imagine what like the Japanese must have thought when like white men first when they saw the first white man, they'd be like, "Whoa, who the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Because they've only known other Japanese folks, or like you know when the white man saw the first black man, right? It's like
Actually, there was a case of that. There was a slave that managed to find himself fleeing and find himself washed up in Japan, only for then to be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And he's just like, "I just want to live, please." And then he just manages to become the most successful samurai out there, and he's world renowned now in their culture. They refer to him as the Black Samurai.
that's sick. Oh, yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that story. I don't remember what his name is. Aren't they trying to make a movie about him?
I think so, yeah. Which, God, I'm trying to think casting wise. Who the fuck can they cast to play this guy? I
I don't
kind of want
know.
to see Lakeith Stanfield do it. I feel like he can do it.
Keith Stanfield would be sick. I love that
Yeah,
boy. I need to see the
because
Book of Lawrence.
he would find the right balance of like being like a total badass, but also like having this kind of look of like being tormented because of his past, but also like trying to look forward to like a hopeful future.
Totally.
Yeah,
I think he's very versatile. I need to finish Sorry to Bother You. I heard it's a crazy movie, but I need to finish it.
yeah. No, I saw
Um,
the trailer and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be fucking hilarious. You got to put on your white voice. I'm like, yes. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
yeah, dude. It's yeah, racism is just wild, but just like it's like I was talking with a client today about like it's really interesting how like we live in a world where we have a wealth of knowledge. We have like all of the ideas, all of the understandings of humans before us, of humans now. Um, and like we have these concepts of fairness, of justice, of whatever, right? And there are still motherfuckers in this world who are like, that person should have less than I do. That person doesn't deserve as much, whatever it may be. And it's fascinating that we can't all learn a little bit more empathy, and
Exactly.
like just understanding and just be civil and peaceful with each other. It's like and like just because some motherfucker decides not to eat pork doesn't mean we have to hate the guy.
Yeah.
Just because someone doesn't believe in the same like creator as you do, but they just want to live still a peaceful life, doesn't mean you should do anything to them. Just because they have to pray several times a day doesn't mean you should fucking judge them or something. They're like that's the peace they're getting in their life. Then more power to them. It's not hurting anybody. That's cool. Like it's
Exactly. And
just
if
like
whatever they're doing makes or helps them become like a better person, treat others with dignity and respect, like I can respect that, honestly. Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Whatever's gonna help you be a good person to others,
Yeah.
man. And
Yeah.
just have a general tolerance of people. That's what I try to do in my daily life, man. Like I know motherfuckers who who eat different foods, who do different things, who practice different things, and I'm just like, you know what, man, you do you, and I'm gonna do me, and like that's just all like it's just like it's a respect thing, man, and I think it's again it's very much the root of it is like it's an in group out group thing, and humans are
Yeah.
it's all just based in fear of the unknown,
No,
fear of
that's why I beat racism by not being overtly like trying to be in touch with like all different groups. I'm just like, hey man, you're cool, we're cool. You know, that is what it is, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah.
Like, it's just like,
Because you don't want to be one of those guys who's just like trying to be overtly cool with like ethnic groups. You're just like, okay, that's coming off as a little bit cringe. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit of virtue signaling. You don't want to like reach that point.
Yeah, no, you just want to be cool with everyone. Just you don't even have to fucking acknowledge it ever. Just be like, oh hey, we like the same things, man. Like let's hang out. Let's have a beer or something, you know?
Yeah, just like, just be
Yeah.
fucking civil with each other. It's like
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. It's here's the problem with it. It's when we start developing the idea of race, right? And that's a human concept. It's like it's not.
Yeah.
It literally does not matter. Sure, people look different because of different climates, right? But like race is not. It doesn't determine anything, but the way you fucking look. That's it. That's all it is. It's like it doesn't fucking matter.
It does determine some minor factors, but it's like very, very minuscule, really. Like, for instance, some groups are more likely to be lactose intolerant because of certain regions they grew up in.
Oh, sure, biological
Yeah.
components too, like minor stuff, like what
Yeah.
you eat or what you can, what you can intake. That's fine, right?
Or for
But
some
like
reason,
it's not.
some certain groups of Africans are actually more susceptible to sickle cell disease, which I don't know the effects of it, but from the description, it sounds horrifying.
I think I've heard of that one. I
Sickle
don't know
cell
what the.
disease is basically where your red blood cells don't form completely, so they actually form half shaped, like a sickle, like the bladed instrument.
Oh, that's why it's called sickle cell disease.
Yeah, so I imagine based on that, it has to be like side effects of like not getting enough oxygen to parts of the body where you need to, just terrible circulation effects, really.
Oh, so the cells die early because of the shape they're in, and
Yeah.
leaving a shortage of healthy red blood cells, which can lead to sickle cell anemia and could block blood flow, causing pain. Oh wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
bad.
No, that's really the only thing I can think of that ever involves race in like trying to determine factors that can be affected by race. That's literally the only thing I can think of. Lactose intolerance and sickle cell disease. Everything else is for the most part just like based on like environment, based on like,
Culture
certain
you're in.
practices and whatnot that you're doing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Culture, faith, whatever it may
Yeah, because
be.
then that just
It's
boils
those
down to faith or social, habits. Yeah.
social interworkings. Yeah, and those are like
Yeah.
those are sure those are practiced by certain groups and things like that, but those are only like those are human concepts. Those are things you
Yeah.
just kind of implement, right? Like they're not biological things. And so
Yeah.
it's very yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's I try to and of course there's like unconscious biases and that sort of thing and you always got to work to address those and manage those. But yeah, it's just it's not like it's what several prophets have tried to teach us for years. It's like
Yeah.
several hundreds of thousands of years. It's just don't be a dick to each other. Don't be a dick. Like why is it so hard to not be a dick?
Yeah. I would love more than anything to take like a time machine, do a DNA test on H.P. Lovecraft, show him the results, and show him that he is in fact 3% Welsh. Because if you know anything about H.P. Lovecraft, he loves Anglo-Saxons more than anything. He loves England. In fact, he incorporated a very specific of English style writing into his writing. He loves England more than anything. Hence why he's an extreme fucking racist to anyone that isn't white. If I show him he's fucking Welsh, it might as well be showing them he's fucking inbred. Like, basically, that's his mindset.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the royal family, the old royal family. All the older members, they're all racist as fuck.
Yeah, slowly dying off,
That's how it goes, man. Love to see old racists die.
Fucking, you got, was it King Charles now? Fucking, he's going in for like a health exam. Fucking something
He's
about
like
him.
it's an enlarged prostate, right? His pussy's
Yeah. So the funniest fucking tweet I saw about that was like, man, getting public announcement that your bussy is fat. That's got to be insane.
That's crazy. That boy's pussy's swollen.
Boy, boy, if he don't. Oh my god,
Oh
we're so
God.
fucked. We're so fucked.
Well, yeah, whatever. He's the funniest. He has the chance to do the funniest thing ever. Die of an enlarged pussy.
Die of fat pussy.
Die of fat. Cause COD fat pussy. Pussy too fat.
Pussy was too fat. He just died.
he just done that.
Oh my god. No,
we shouldn't be laughing at people dying, but like also like, hey, whatever.
I don't know. As far as like institutions go that have done bad things to innocent people, like that's a pretty good one to make fun of.
The British Empire is a pretty easy target because they've been doing a lot of fucked up shit for thousands of years. So
yeah, especially
kind of
since
okay
there's
with
this whole weird cult following around them. I'm just like, man, if you want to be like that, just be fucking Catholic. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like devout Catholic. If you're like a casual Catholic, it doesn't fucking matter because you're probably already depressed anyways, so like you don't really practice it. But if you're an active fucking Catholic, it's basically being the same thing as like following the royal family to like everything they're fucking doing. Like it's insane.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways.
I think on that note, it might be good to clock out here.
I think so. Before I go on more of my drunk ramblings, for fuck's sake. God, I'm that one uncle you don't want at Thanksgiving. I'll tell you about how the birds aren't real and how the moon is a Chinese conspiracy.
I think the moon is just the back of the sun.
Bro, that's a big conspiracy. What if?
Big if true. This has been the
now, Stanley Kubrick wasn't trying to prove that we faked the moon landing. He's just trying to prove that the moon is fake. Period.
Facts. Wait, what did he?
Real.
Wait, so hold on. Did Stanley Kubrick try to? Was he like a moon landing denier?
No. So the common theory goes that the moon landing was not real. That's the conspiracy theory. The moon landing is not real. That it was completely faked, and it was faked by the greatest director of our time. In that time, Stanley Kubrick. The theory goes that in the movie The Shining, he plants a few hidden details in the movie that's like, to these conspiracy theorists, an open confession that yes, he faked the moon landing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The only things identifying this is the pattern of carpet in the hallways of the Overlook Hotel look kind of like launch pads for a rocket. Yeah, I can kind of see that. And the fact that at one point Danny Torrance wears like an Apollo 11 sweater. That's the only thing. I'm like, the movie takes place in the 70s. Man, the space race was the most popular thing at the time. You're telling me a small child wouldn't want to wear a rocket ship sweater because we're actually going to space?
And like the moon landing was like the biggest event of the 1960s. It was like the tail end of that. It's like
the movie came out in what, 1978, and the moon landing happened in 1969. That's still like the biggest, most fresh thing on people's minds of all time.
We're like, oh yeah, we made it to the moon. You know, like
yeah.
Anyway.
It's conspiracy theories are dumb. We joke about it often, but like for the most part, they are pretty dumb. There's a few that I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that.
I can understand the skepticism, but I can also like, just think about what you're fucking saying.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard when there's like suggestive evidence for it. I mean, like the whole Epstein thing. It's like there's a whole, people are like there's a whole pedophilia ring, blah blah blah. And like they're kind of low key is. So it's like
there is, especially in Hollywood, not to support QAnon members. Don't get me wrong. What you're spouting is fucking crazy, but it does not surprise me that people in positions of power, especially in the entertainment industry, will use that to fulfill their disgusting sexual desires.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I mean, look at like the whole Catholic priest scandal. I mean, come on, like same idea Just different positions.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely doing some certain positions.
Oh fuck. Oh no.
And on that note, we're gonna end this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us all, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Cha-ching.